Hello and welcome. I'm Jon Garlick, and I'm here with Lieutenant Falon Hurst of the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, and this is Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Falon.
How are you, John?
I'm well. So you're the Sheriff's Office historian.
Yeah, unofficially.
Unofficially. And you guys had an historic arrest last week.
We had one arrest last week.
We had one arrest.
From Most Wanted.
Jacob Boone arrested, bringing our count to 4,894. That's historic.
It is. It's the first time we've had 4,894.
Yes, and always going up since the, how many years has this been been going on for? 20 years almost.
I guess you've been around longer than I have. So.
I have. Been a long time. So Christmas is coming.
It is.
It's very short. This is our last Most Wanted until the new year. So this will be our Merry Christmas episode. For what it's worth, Merry Christmas. And anything newsworthy going on at the Sheriff's Office?
No, we've just been enjoying going around to all the Christmas parades, Christmas parades. I believe we've been to all 7 of the city's parades in Calhoun County.
Awesome. Showing off some of your gear and all the wonderful people that work at the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office.
Correct.
And we want to wish a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the citizens of Calhoun County who make this county a safer place every week by letting us know where folks are on the warrants and the Crime Stoppers cases. But we're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back with a really interesting guest. So stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Scammers are now taking advantage of people's increased economic anxiety. One of the latest ploys is to phone unsuspecting victims and pose as representatives of utility companies. A scammer may identify themselves as your local power company. They may be able to identify your account number and even your name and address, but that does not mean they are legitimate. They may claim you are past due and your services are about to be shut off. Do not let the implied seriousness of this call frighten you into making a quick decision to pay. Instead, hang up the phone, then contact your local utility company directly using the phone number listed on your bill or on their website. Speak with a representative to check on your account. Never give your banking information over the phone unless you have placed the call yourself to a phone number that you know is correct. Utility companies do not demand your banking information by email or phone. They will not force you to pay over the phone as your only option. Any reputable company will never request payment by gift card, reloadable cash card, wiring money, or cryptocurrency. Some of the requested cards could be MoneyPack, Vanilla, Google, eBay, Amazon, or even an iTunes card. But you should know that there are still many more variety of cards the scammer could suggest that you use. If they ask for payment in any form of these cards, it is a scam. For more information, you can go to ftc.gov or call me, Nancy Hilton, at the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up on our lineup this week, Miranda Humphrey. Miss Humphrey, last known to be living in Rainbow City. She's wanted for failure to appear for possession of a controlled substance. And this is Forrest Maddox. Mr. Maddox, last known to be living in Gadsden. He's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And meet Terrence Wright. Mr. Wright, last known to be living in Atala. He's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And meet Brittany King. Miss King, last known to be living in Odenville. She's wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And have a look at William Green. Mr. Green, last known to be living in Atala. He's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance. We'd like you to meet Celeste Sellers. Miss Sellers, last known to be living in Birmingham. She's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property third. This is Matthew McClellan. Mr. McClellan, last known to be living in Irondale. He's wanted for failure to appear on obstruction of justice by using a false ID. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in the lineup that you might know where they are. And if you do, call that Crime Stoppers number or call the Sheriff's Office. Ask for Lieutenant Falon Hurst. You call, he hauls. We're here with Hunter Gentry, who is the director of Historic. So you like that, Historic.
Historic.
Main Street, Oxford. How are you, Hunter?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
And you're single.
I am single.
Look at that. See that, lady? Single man. We know it's hard to come by. There you go. So tell us what's going on at Main Street Oxford.
Okay, well, I kind of tell you about historic Main Street Oxford. We are a department within the city of Oxford, and so really our main focus is, our total focus is on our historic Main Street district. And so we became a designated community through Main Street, Alabama in 2014, and I became director in 2017.
And that's a big deal. It's just being designated a Main Street program takes a lot of hard work getting all this stuff. What goes into that?
Well, I was not initially in all the planning meetings and application process with that, but I do understand that it's a pretty lengthy process and a lot of community involvement and stakeholder involvement with that.
So what are the benefits for downtown Oxford then?
The benefits for us being a part of the organization is a lot of information that's passed to us from the state program, and also Main Street, Alabama is a part of the National Trust for Historic Preservation. So we're a branch of that. Main Street America is. Okay. And so we fall within that category. So especially during COVID, during that time, we got a lot of resources and grant opportunities sent to us that we could pass along to our downtown business owners.
So what are some of those advantages?
Just those resources that they have, that it's all compiled in one, from one person that's sent to us. And so, you know, I work hand in hand with our downtown business owners with events. We have a facade grant improvement program, a signage improvement grant program.
Oh, wow.
This past year, so we really hit the ground running when it came to our events this year. We introduced a few new ones, but one of our really most successful ones was our Market on Main. And so that was kind of our rebranded farmers market that we used to do on Thursdays. And so it's been a Saturday market, and we just wrapped up our last one on December 4th. We had probably about 20 to 25 vendors each Saturday throughout the summer season, and we had a few markets in the fall. But we had probably about 300 in attendance estimated each Saturday. So it was a really good event that we've had this year.
That's amazing. And when will that crank up again?
It'll be in the spring of 2022.
So these Main Street programs help to revitalize downtown,
Yes.
obviously to attract business down there. But Falon, what do they do for downtowns that are revitalizing? How does that help us in crime?
In crime? I guess anytime there's less blight and abandoned buildings, it helps to control crime. And I know that overall, saving the historic downtown, you know, as Oxford saw, they've done a good job. As Oxford was growing and expanding and coming down here to the interstate and Highway 21, I think they probably saw the danger of the old downtown dying, and they've done a pretty good job at maintaining that and growing it. And it's a great area.
Well, it's kind of an identity crisis for a big city that
Yes.
grows out along an interstate like Oxford has.
Absolutely. I will say, after our streetscape project, so in 2018, we started our streetscape project, which was relocating all the utilities underground, green space, so sidewalks, benches, and we PD installed some cameras up, and that has the crime that was there is not there anymore. It has greatly decreased, and so that's also a big thing. People want to be safe when they're out shopping.
Sure, and you want to attract nice little businesses downtown.
Absolutely.
People want to participate in that.
That's right.
So that helps. So new lighting and all those fancy cameras, we see them all over. They got the blue lights on them, don't they?
They
Little
do.
flashy things. You know you're being watched. Yeah, yeah. So how many historic Main Street programs are there throughout the state? Do you know?
I would probably have to say probably between 20 and 30. The closest designated communities near us are Heflin, Anniston, and Gadsden.
Okay, so Anniston has one too.
Absolutely. And we actually worked with them. We did an event together with them back in November. We did our rivalry run. And for a first year event, it was well attended, and it was a really positive thing. It shows that we're working together and we can work together. And when we do, it's better for the whole community.
Well, that's right. When all the cities in a county can work together, then all the citizens feel like they belong, and there's lots of stuff to do. We bring in businesses, which means jobs, which means more money, which means less crime, right?
That's right.
And it's all about bringing in new business. So we're going to take a break here in a little bit, and you can tell us more about the plans for the future for downtown Main Street, and maybe you know something about the airport deal that's going on. Maybe you don't, I don't know. Okay. But stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We have the second half of our lineup coming up, so stick around. And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Jody Cheatwood. Mr. Cheatwood, last known to be living in Hethlin. He's wanted on a probation violation for theft, second, and destruction of state property. And meet Antonio Gary. Mr. Gary, last known to be living in Talladega. He's wanted for possession of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana, second. And this is Chelsea Jenkins. Miss Jenkins, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted for failure to appear on robbery, third. And have a look at Robert Benefield. Mr. Benefield, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on domestic violence, second. And this is Philip Smith. Mr. Smith, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted on violation of the Sex Offender Registration and Notification Act. And take a look at Ricky Jones. Mr. Jones, last known to be living in Jacksonville. He's wanted on a probation violation of possession of a controlled substance and pistol in his vehicle. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on the whereabouts of these folks, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 1-833-251-7867. Welcome back. We hope you saw somebody in that half of the lineup, or you know where they are. If you do, call Lieutenant Falon Hurst. He will send somebody out to give them a nice warm place to stay here during the holiday season. We're here with Hunter Gentry, director of the historic Oxford Main Street program. So, historic. Why is downtown Oxford historic?
Well, let me start by this. Downtown's not just downtown Oxford, but really any downtown is important to your community because it gives a sense of place. It was built over decades, and it's not something that's just brand new and cookie cutter. I mean, they're all, generally your downtown buildings and homes are going to be unique, full of character and charm, and so there's a group of people that just, when they travel, they love to go to downtowns and visit. And I know a lot of people that they specifically, on their travel plans, they specifically make sure to go to a downtown just to see the sense of place and the quality of life of it.
So what is Oxford's sense of place then?
Our downtown. That's one aspect of it. Our downtown was really the oldest building in downtown Oxford is about from the 1870s, 1880s. I know over the years there's been a misconception that a lot of the downtown was burned at the end of the Civil War, but it wasn't. A lot of old homes and buildings at that time or in the past have burned because they opened flames for candles, and so that caused a lot of issues. There was the Oxford Hotel. It was located approximately where our dry cleaners is now on Main and Spring Street, and the hotel was there, and it burned several times, rebuilt, burned. So, but a lot of people think that it was from the Civil War, but it wasn't. It was just, over time, something catching on fire. But it's important. Downtowns are important. They really are.
So, yeah, Anniston had that hotel burn and then rebuilt and burn again.
The Anniston Inn.
Yep, the Anniston Inn. And there's always been that rivalry between Anniston and Oxford. The railroad runs through Anniston because back in those days when they were building the railroad, there was a little bit of money involved.
Right.
But Oxford got the interstate.
Yep, won in the end, didn't they?
Right.
They won in the end. So if people visit, you said people come from all over the country to visit downtowns. When they come to Oxford's downtown, what are they looking for besides just the old buildings? What are they looking for? Really,
one of the biggest catalysts for our downtown revitalization was the Performing Arts Center. That has been a huge draw for our, not just our downtown, but our city and our region. Huge number of patrons come from out of state, a good number. And so that's a huge draw from Broadway shows to country to classic rock to children's theater stuff. I mean, it's something really for everybody. We have some specialty shops downtown, the Main Olive, and I hate to list off these because I don't want to miss one, but we have a lot of specialty and variety shops in downtown, of course, restaurant and coffee shops.
So that's what makes a downtown unique, right?
It really is the small local mom and pop shops, and the importance of a shopping small, especially at this time of the year, just with everything, with the big box stores and shortages, it's important to support your local mom and pop business, because those are your businesses that are going to give back to your community. They're the ones who are going to sponsor a t-ball team, a cheerleading competition. You know, they're going to give back to the community. Now, granted, there are larger big box stores that give back to the community, but just there's more, I guess, red tape you have to get through to make that happen. But
It means more coming from local people that are ingrained in the community.
it truly does. It truly does.
Well, and you know, that's the plight of downtowns. When the malls started popping up, downtown businesses flocked to the malls, and
Right.
then downtowns got kind of empty. And every downtown's different. Everybody's trying to do something different. Gadsden has done a lot of stuff. They have some nice little pubs downtown.
Absolutely.
Anniston's trying to figure out what to do. And so is there a theme? So you said you got the Performing Arts Center and you've got some specialty shops. Is there another theme that you work on when you're trying to attract business to downtown?
I think one of our thing for downtown Oxford, just you were saying that not all downtowns are the same. Entertainment and arts, I think, is kind of what we're going for. Just with that theme, we have some murals downtown that we had done the past 2 or 3 years, and so that's been a big draw. People love a photo op or a selfie op.
So what are some of the big plans? What's coming? What can we expect?
So we are going to increase our events this upcoming year, and then working on, we have a few vacant properties, just trying to get those filled, but before they're filled, they've got to have a lot of work done. So it's just encouraging those property owners to do something with their property to overall make everything better.
Are there grants available for the property holders?
We have 2 grant programs that are under the Main Street program. It's a facade grant program and then a signage grant program. So the businesses can apply for that and get those funds.
And how do they do that? Who do they contact?
They contact me.
Okay.
Contact me.
What's your contact info?
What would you like? My email address, telephone number?
Yes, all of the above.
Okay, my email address, which email is really primarily the best method to get in touch with me. It's hunter.gentry@oxfordal.gov.
Okay.
And then my telephone number is 256-403-8052.
Hunter Gentry, director of Oxford's Main Street program, and a wonderfully motivated individual and single. And now you have his email address and phone number. We'll be right back with the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, so stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask you to help our investigators with the following cases. On December 2nd, between 12 p.m. and 5:45 p.m., a suspicious white male of stocky build was seen outside the home that was burglarized on Silver Lakes Boulevard in Glencoe. The male was seen entering a silver BMW SUV, driving away. A Ruger handgun and a light-colored wooden jewelry box with a large amount of jewelry was stolen from that residence. And on December 7th, between 5 p.m. and 6:30 p.m., a white female was seen entering a business on Big Valley Drive in Alexandria. She took 3 bottles of liquor and then left without paying for them. And on December 12th, a report was filed for the theft of 6 Blue Rhino propane tanks from a business located on Ballplay Road in Piedmont. And on December 9th, between 1:30 p.m. and 4 p.m., a burglary occurred at a residence on Angel Drive South in Jacksonville. A collection of silver coins and other jewelry were stolen from that location. And that's it for the Crime Stoppers portion of our show. If you have any information on these cases, please give Crime Stoppers a call. That number, 1-833-251-7867.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
You know what time it is, Falon?
I think it's crazy time.
It's crazy criminal time. So take us there, Skitch.
This week, it's a gang leader out of Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn's a nice town, a little part of Manhattan.
Yeah, well, we've got a bad guy up there that's been involved in a lot of murders over the years, and he's been able to evade prosecution in the state courts for some of those murders.
Really?
Even though he
Kind of like the governor did, Cuomo.
I'll leave that to you. But he got a little brazen, and he decided to brag about one of the murders that he got out of in state court on his Twitter account.
Ooh.
And the federal government decided that amounted to a confession. So now he's facing murder charges in the federal court.
Wow. So his Twitter account did him in.
It
You
did.
know, we've been talking about, well, we haven't been talking about, we heard about these smash and grab gang, 25, 30 people
Yeah.
breaking into a store in the big cities. I just read where that communication, these people don't know each other. It's kind of like a flash mob. They're using Snapchat
Oh, well.
to just say, hey, there's something going on, and get there. So this social media is going to get
There's a
everybody
lot of
hurt.
power, good and bad, depending on how you use it. So.
Yes. So our crazy criminal fessing up to a murder on Twitter. Wouldn't you wish you had it that easy here? We
Well-
just want everybody to confess. It's Christmas time, end of year. Start the new year with a clean slate, right? Come down to the sheriff's office. Just turn yourself in.
Get it off your chest.
Get it off your chest. Let go of that guilt, and no regrets. Just start the new year clean
That's right.
and bond it out. Well, Falon, we appreciate you coming down and staying with us for a little while.
Thank
we
you.
enjoyed our guest, folks. We hope you will look at our lineup and our Crime Stoppers portion and give us a call at the Crime Stoppers number or the Sheriff's Office. And most importantly, this is the last show of the year. We'll start up again first week of January. So in between then and now, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from myself, Lieutenant Falon Hurst, and Calhoun County Sheriff Matthew Wade.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.